If time was needed for distance, with absence has made the heart grow fonder. The marvel of music, socially engineered on purpose, so there would be no comparison, no thoughts to ponder. The world is riddled with riddles. Billions of people trying to figure out life. It's pitiful. Enter our world. This podcast, this journey, the second phase of an analogy. This is a prelude for the story of Season 4. The Doneson Podcast. You better tell somebody.
Donesonians, the freedom of creativity has arrived. Let's take this journey from the US to Brazil, through India onto Europe, from Asia onto the transatlantic and throughout the world. We'll call it the dark side. The Doneson Podcast is in full effect. Watch it, feel it, listen to Shanna Montana, Uncle Rico, Rod, and Rollo. Let's put it where the goats can get
This is how I feel. Only God knows where this is going. We are on the heels of something so important. This podcast has many seasons, but it won't be the last. I'm listening to the Doneson Podcast. I said I'm listening to the Doneson Podcast. Oh yeah, it's the Doneson Podcast. Oh yeah.
So we already know Jerry's gonna be on the show next season, season 5, Juneteenth, right? 2023. Jerry just left this on my door. He said to tell y'all, deliver it. What do you call an angry carrot?
Carrot cake.
A steamed vegetable.
Jerry, I'm sick of it.
Jerry, they getting sick of it. Come on, Jerry. Come on to the show. Now, don't forget to check out, and I'm telling y'all this, don't forget to check out the Doneson Podcast Season 1 and 2, all audio on Spotify and Apple or wherever you may listen to your podcast, right? In video versions that we have done on YouTube, you can watch and listen season 3 and 4 on our YouTube channel, self-entitled The Doneson Podcast. Now, the reason I tell y'all this is because I have some good news and some bad news today. Which one y'all want to hear first?
I don't give a crap.
Bad news, Montana?
Yeah.
This is the last episode of the season.
Oh, that's good news. That's good news. That ain't bad news. That's good news.
But we're going to miss y'all, but we're going to take off on this show, and we're ready for rent due in the city.
Rent due in the city. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, but today.
Not until that heathen apologizes
That heathen.
for slamming the door in my face.
Rent is due, and if you don't have my money, I'm going to send a Negro named Corn to come get in your shit.
Mr. Edwin Evick, our voicemail system is down right now, so I'll be reading the message from the tenants. Moss Point, Mississippi. Apartment number H47. I'm happy to be living here, just bringing some good news. I have my financials back on track and I'm happy.
If you're happy and you knew it, pay your rent. If you're happy and you knew it, pay your rent. If you're happy and you know it, and my face will truly show it. If you're happy, pay your motherfucking rent. Damn ho!
Portsmouth, Virginia. Apartment number 178. I saw the memo that went out asking if we were happy tenants, and I would have to say yes. I'm extremely happy.
If you're happy and you knew it, pay your rent. If you're happy and you knew it, pay your rent. If you're happy and you know it, and my face will truly show it. If you're happy, pay your motherfucking rent. Damn ho!
Dayton, Ohio. Apartment number F35. The memo I received hit home. Thank you very much. Happy to be living here. Edwin, you're a good landlord to be only 3 feet and 4 inches tall.
Oh, Lord.
If you're happy and you knew it, pay your rent. If you're happy and you knew it, pay your rent. If you're happy and you know it, and my face will truly show it. If you're happy, pay your motherfucking rent. Damn ho!
It is time for the Doneson Riddle Show.
It's the Doneson Riddle Show. You have 60 seconds to solve the riddle, which is an ample amount of time. If you answer wrong, a dummy's getting electrocuted. And here's your host, Ron.
Ain't no damn dummy.
All right.
Hey, I got shit on me.
Now, as we know, we coming to a close this season. It's a riddle that you must get right, or dummy's getting electrocuted.
Ain't no dummy.
I'm gonna get your black
y'all.
ass, Rico. I told you about messing with me.
Damn you, Rollo.
All right, here we go. This is
The rabbit has the
riddle.
gun now.
Oh,
Don't mess up.
All right, you gotta get this right. Now,
Okay.
what building has the most stories? You said Empire State Building, which is wrong.
You ain't give me nothing. I'm asking the question.
Oh, okay. So, all right. Hint: there are a lot of them in DC. What building has the most stories? They're in DC.
Wait a minute. Hold up.
You better get this right, huh?
Hold up. I am not a historian of buildings. You got to give me something to choose from.
I'm gonna get your black ass, Rico. I told you about messing with me.
I'm gonna get your ass, Rollo. I'm gonna get you.
Shadow Montana, let's get it.
Montana, here they go again.
I'm done.
Another later? This is what they wrote. A little oh yeah, a little oh no, and a lot. You gotta be kidding me. Montana is a crazy. Even though I'm feeling sad, it's only one day. I turn into you. It makes my day. I'm watching your YouTube on a Wednesday. Listen, this letter so funny. Yeah.
All right. So I see y'all got y'all act together for the finale.
You all right,
Yes. So y'all got y'all's act together, and we do have a letter today,
What?
guys. Yes, they listen. So the title of this letter is called "Ain't Cute Enough."
Whoa.
And
What?
they
Ain't
are
cute enough?
Yes, and they are from Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh, they getting local.
Yeah, and we have a millennial, so I'm gonna get right to it. So it reads, I can really tell when we go out and we're around other couples. I can really tell when we have family functions and someone brings their significant other over. I can really tell. When I think about my ex-boyfriend, I can really tell. When I hear that he gets turned down by a lot of jobs or don't get the job offer, I can really tell. When I go to his mama's house and see his picture when he was younger, I can really tell. I've struggled with this. I've struggled with this time, and I have struggled with this. I've asked my girlfriends and they've told me that it's crazy. But deep down inside, when we get to these points, I don't have the same attraction level. He ain't cute enough.
Damn.
Sometimes I wish that you would just find somebody else and leave, because I don't think he's strong enough to leave on his own. The reason he hasn't left me, because I feel that he just ain't cute enough.
Damn.
I know what Uncle Rico is about to say. What made me attracted to him in the first place? It was the conversation, the time he had available to spend with me.
You sure it wasn't the money?
I fell in love.
the money.
Yeah. I fell in love with being put on a pedestal.
Yeah.
I fell in love that every single time I would call him, he
would answer.
Yep, he would pick up the phone. I loved his availability. I fell in love with that. When we're buying clothes, when we're behind closed doors and it's just the both of us, the Netflix, hey honey, why don't we just order in tonight, or I'll cook. It's pure love for him. I don't know if I can continue to do this.
Montana, have you ever felt like this towards a guy?
As far as like he ain't cute enough?
No, because he ain't cute enough. Yes.
Well, you know, guys always become ugly to me after we done with each other. So all my exes ugly. So if you ask me, everybody in my past ugly. But I've never experienced like actively being in a relationship with somebody and feel like they weren't attractive, like physically. Like it's been other things that turn me off, but not that. But I will say this. I've dealt with two guys, I would say, in my whole life that I kind of had to like look at them with one eye open, kind of turn to the side to like make them as cute as I wanted them to be.
Right.
I think I just call it a social experiment.
They weren't 300 pounds.
They might as well have been. That's how they.
You know, it's just going back to Unc said in previous episode that he really loved the 300 pounder.
Yeah, I did.
And ain't nothing wrong with 300 pounder, because I know there's 300 pounders that watch the show.
It wasn't about her weight. It wasn't about her size. She had just a beautiful aura about herself, man, that attracted me.
She wasn't a church girl, was she?
I don't know if she's a church or not. that wasn't what attracted me. I'm serious. Man, it was just, she had a beautiful smile.
Reading the scriptures can make you attractive.
She had a beautiful smile, and she was so
reading the scriptures. It was something about the name Jesus.
Yeah.
It was, hey man. Crazy about it. I was.
Man, this girl told me, she's like, you had me right at thou shalt not.
You know. Foolery.
Beauty's on the skin deep. Yeah.
Now, this last episode is called Personalities of Power.
Okay.
All right. Dig this, y'all. In order to understand how we make our decisions, we first must understand our personalities. How far can a single leader alter the course of history? The modern era saw the emergence of individuals who had command over a terrifying array of instruments of control and of persuasion. And now we really got to listen to this because some of y'all is in this, right?
Okay.
ESFP.
ESFP.
Yep. Indicates a person who is energized by the time spent with others.
Okay.
All right. Extroverted, who focuses on facts and details rather than ideal and concepts. Sensing, who makes decisions based off feelings and values. Feeling, and who prefers to be spontaneous and flexible rather than planned and organized. Perceiving, so that's that ESFP, right? Example of that type of leader is JFK. Now, John F. Kennedy, personality type is ESFP, which we just explained, right? Which means that these people are enthusiastic, social, and extroverted. They like to enjoy life and seek out the newest and most exciting things. They like to be a part of a group and enjoy social activities. Let's take a listen.
I do not believe that any of us would exchange places with any other people or any other generation. The energy, the faith, the devotion which we bring to this endeavor will light our country and all who serve it. And the glow from that fire can truly light the world. And so, my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country.
All right. Another personality type is ISTP. It's introverted, sensing, thinking, perspective. They usually have a serious and particular mindset and enjoy working hard and getting things done. They dislike unnecessary noise and chatter and prefer to be left alone as much as possible. Who am I talking about? Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs was a difficult person to work with. He was competitive, strong-willed, and insisted on perfection. He was known for often being rude and abrasive, yelling at his colleagues and team when things didn't go well or according to his vision. Take a listen.
No, I've actually always found something to be very true, which is most people don't get those experiences because they never ask. I've never found anybody that didn't want to help me if I asked them for help. I always call them up. I called up, this will date me, but I called up Bill Hewlett when I was 12 years old, and he lived in Palo Alto. His number was still in the phone book. And he answered the phone himself. He said, yes? He said, hi, I'm Steve Jobs. I'm 12 years old. I'm a student in high school, and I want to build a frequency counter. And I was wondering if you had any spare parts I could have. And he laughed, and he gave me the spare parts to build this frequency counter, and he gave me a job that summer in Hewlett-Packard, working on the assembly line, putting nuts and bolts together on frequency counters. He got me a job in the place that built them. And I was in heaven. And I've never found anyone who said no or hung up the phone when I called. I just asked. And when people ask me, I try to be as responsive, to pay that debt of gratitude back.
All right. Check this one out. ENFJs are known as the mentors that thrive on guiding others. They are focused on people, not things, not machines, not ideal, but people. They love people. They are warm and caring and able to build deep relationships within others, right? They are not logical and objective. Rather, they base decisions on how they feel about a person or situation. As leaders, ENFJs have phenomenal personality skills, unique salesmanship abilities, as well as charisma. Who do you think this is? MLK. Check them out.
Ahead. But it really doesn't matter with me now, because I've been to the mountaintop. I don't mind. Like anybody, I would like to live a long life. Longevity has its place. But I'm not concerned about that now. I just want to do God's will. And He's allowed me to go up to the mountain. And I've looked over and I've seen the promised land. I may not get there with you, but I want you to know tonight that we as a people will get to the promised land. So I'm happy tonight. I'm not worried about anything. I'm not fearing any man. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord.
All right. ENTP, debater, is a person with an extroverted, intuitive thinking, and perspective personality trait. They tend to be bold and creative, deconstructing and rebuilding ideals with great mental agility. They pursue their goals vigorously despite any resistance they may encounter. Who y'all think this is? Y'all voted for him. Check them out. Now, check this out. Before we go there, Barack Obama tends to be warm, genuine, and empathetic. Barack is generally persuasive and often helps guide people towards a better life. Check him out.
Hello, Chicago. It's good to be home. If I had told you 8 years ago that America would reverse a Great Recession, reboot our auto industry, and unleash the longest stretch of job creation in our history, if I had told you that we would open up a new chapter with the Cuban people, shut down Iran's nuclear weapons program without firing a shot, take out the mastermind of 9/11, if I had told you that we would win marriage equality and secure the right to health insurance for another 20 million of our fellow citizens, if I had told you all that, you might have said our sights were set a little too high. But that's what we did. I can't do that.
Now, ESTP, an entrepreneur, is someone with the extroverted, observant thinking and prospecting personality trait. They tend to be energetic and action-oriented, definitely navigating whatever is in front of them. They love uncovering life support opportunities, whether socializing with others or in more personal pursuits. I bet y'all won't guess who this is. Trump is not a typical ESTP due to his extreme extroversion. As an extrovert who is way out there on the extroversion scale, Trump's mouth often gets ahead of his thinking mind. For extrovert who is at the far end of the scale, notions of thoughts can be analyzed until they are out there. Check it out.
This is a big crowd. You set an all-time record. This is a big crowd. I wish the press just one time would turn those cameras around. They go back. Football fields back. Thank you. I wish they'd turn. Look at all the media. Look at all the fake news we have. Fake news. They ought to turn those cameras back just one time. You know, they don't do that. They don't want to show the kind of crowds we get. Because our country is angry and our country wants to be respected again. Hello, Texas. It's great to be back in this wonderful, beautiful state with thousands of proud American patriots who believe in family and freedom, God and country, and by the way, oil and guns.
All right, now the ESFJ personality type, also known as the caregiver or the console, people with an ESFJ personality types tend to be outgoing, loyal, organized, and tender-hearted. ESFJs gain energy from interacting with other people. Guess who this is, y'all? Joe tends to be empathetic, warm-hearted, and supportive. Joe is often a social butterfly and highly aware of others' needs. Listen to this.
Good evening, everyone. Just a few days ago, a little before 2:30 a.m. in the morning, a man smashed the back windows and broke into the home of the Speaker of the House of Representatives, the third highest ranking official in America. He carried in his backpack zip ties, duct tape, rope, and a hammer. As he told the police, he had come looking for Nancy Pelosi to take her hostage, to interrogate her, to threaten to break her kneecaps. But she wasn't there. Her husband, my friend Paul Pelosi, was home alone. The assailant tried to take Paul hostage. He woke him up. He wanted to tie him up. The assailant ended up using a hammer to smash Paul's skull. Thankfully, by the grace of God, Paul survived. All this happened after the assault. And it just, it's hard to even say. It's hard to even say. After the assailant entered the home asking, "Where's Nancy? Where's Nancy?" Those are the very same words used by the mob when they stormed the United States Capitol.
All right. Now, keep in mind what I just mentioned here. You can take that Crystal personality test. The link will be in the show notes for free. All right. All right. Now, democracy is a system of government which is chosen by the entire population or other eligible members of the state through elected representation. A dictatorship is a form of government where a single individual or government group of people yield power within any limitations to constitutional authority. Now, let's do a little leadership test to see how we handle power based off y'all personalities.
You ready?
Okay, so please choose which direction you would take your country and give us a short 2-sentence speech on why you chose this decision. All right.
What's the assignment? Say that again.
I want y'all to take an assignment on leadership.
Okay.
Please choose what direction you would take your country if you were president, right?
Okay.
And give us a short 2-sentence speech on why you would choose this decision. For example, I'm signing into law that kids go to school year round to catch up with the world.
You been doing that?
No.
Oh.
I would have been left out of that program. Ain't that right, Aunt? Yeah. So, who want to go first? I'm assuming Montana.
I'll go.
At this point, right? All right. You listening to this, Aunt?
I'm listening.
All right. Montana, you're the president of a country. Let's see how you would use your power. All right. Would you sign back into... You ready for this?
I'm listening.
I want to... please give me an honest
First
answer.
lady.
Right.
This is either or. And you got to tell me why you chose this answer. Would you sign back into Roe versus Wade, women's rights to a legal abortion, or 80% student loan forgiveness ending in 2028, retroing back to 2010?
Come on, man.
Both of them gonna get held up in court.
No, we talking about what's gonna pass.
But if I had to choose, I would choose women's rights. I ain't worried about them damn student loans. Like,
so you actually choose Roe versus Wade?
Yes, because I feel like the integrity.
Loans?
What we talk about on earlier episodes, money is not everything, and a lot of people, myself included, have student loans. But I don't lose sleep at night about those student loans. But I know that at the end of the day, if I was put in a position where I needed to have an abortion or I needed to have some kind of treatment that dealt with my fertility, that's something that would keep me up at night. That's something that could possibly kill me if it was dealing with my health the right way. And also when it comes to having kids, women are the ones that have to bear the children. So no one, regardless of whether it's, hopefully it's always consensual, but people wind up pregnant when it's non-consensual. They wind up in medical situations where it's not safe to have a kid. It's a lot of situations that come about, but it is our body at the end of the day, and no one should be able to tell us what to do with it. So I'm always going to stand on that, because I could die because of not getting a certain medical procedure, but I'm not going to die just because I'm student loans not paying.
Amen. All right, here's the next one. They're getting harder and harder.
Hello.
Would you? All right. Good job, Montana.
Okay.
All right, Montana. I'll vote for you for city council.
Okay.
All right. So, would you ban semi-automatic weapons or pass the George Floyd Act? What would you do?
What does the George Floyd Act entail?
Okay.
Primarily,
now, the bill enhances existing enforcement mechanism to remedy violations by law enforcement. Among other things, it does the following. Lowers the criminal intent standard from willful to knowing or reckless to convict a law enforcement officer for misconduct in their federal prosecution, right?
Okay.
It limits qualified immunity as a defense to liability in a private civil action against a law enforcement officer and grants administrative subpoena power to the DOJ, Department of Justice, in a pattern or practice investigation.
Well, I don't know if you were gonna keep going, but I'm gonna go with that law because so the gun laws, we definitely need more of those, but I feel like it's almost like gun laws, drug laws. Those are things that people are still gonna illegally do. They're gonna find a way to get the guns in here. People are still gonna get them, and it's harder to track those. But if we are gonna have laws in place that have more of a hand on our law enforcement system, on our justice system, those are things that we can track closely if we choose to. Those are things that fortunately, it's unfortunate they're happening, but fortunately we're seeing more of that because of social media and our camera phones, that we're able to see things happen in real time, that if there were laws related to that in place now, that we could see more justice for. Because since all of this stuff has been happening, since Black Lives Matter and before, I've been finding out there are so many states with like no laws in place to protect people when they are, on the wrong side of justice. So I definitely would stand on the side of the George Floyd laws, because I feel like those are things we need, and those are things that are trackable offenses that need to be put in place, because it's a shame in 2022 there are so many states with no laws to protect us against law enforcement.
Okay. All right, got another one. Would you sign into law mandatory equal opportunity for women and men on pay, or sign into law reparations for blacks who could prove their family was affected by Jim Crow laws from unlawful wages during this time?
I'm going to say the equality.
Hold on. Now, if you choose the reparations, this would be the payout. Awarded individual household $70K. Family household must be married for 10 years minimum.
You can stop there. That's some bullshit.
Okay.
We going with equality on pay, because
you want equality on pay other than reparations?
Listen, $70K, that ain't shit. I could blink and spend $70K.
Yeah, I don't have that.
My salary is going. Listen, I don't need to hear, because my salary is going to outlast whatever that $70K is. And the thing is, you already to name 3 stipulations that the government gonna say you didn't prove. You gotta prove somebody was a slave. You gotta prove this. How am I prove all that? Like, you gonna wind up just like right now with student loans getting caught up in these laws and then pushing back on it, the forgiveness. The same thing is gonna happen. They gonna start telling folks they ain't black. Cause you you can't tell me. I can't prove it, so you can't get the $70K. Then you got to talk about the marriage and that. That thing is going to be so intertwined and interlaced with so much bullshit that it's going to stop half of the people that need it from getting it. So I would rather go with the equality of pay, because I don't care if you're somewhere getting paid $20 an hour or you getting paid $200 an hour. At the end of the day, we need to be paid equally for what we doing when it comes to America. So I'm gonna go with that, because that's gonna be much longer standing. Now, mind you, to some people, $70K can be life changing, and I understand that. But let me tell you, everybody, I don't care who it is, whether you in the deep in the struggle or you not in the struggle, $70K ain't gonna go. It's not gonna go as far as my salary will go when most of us are in the workforce for at least 40 years. So yeah,
$70K peanuts.
You can keep it. Don't worry about it.
Well, this is what Montana just passed out. Let me continue to read.
Yeah, you read that bullshit.
You can't take it back.
I ain't, because the first thing you were saying,
family household must be married for 10 years minimum.
How many people you know been married for 10 years? Can you count on 2 hands?
Y'all better stay together. You put some Al Green on.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
If you have family members of 2 to 5 people in that, you get $250,000.
A piece or total?
Total.
Oh, go to hell. 5 people got to split $250,000.
Family households 5 to 7 people get $500K.
Where them households at? 5 to 7. They're still together. Are your kids grown as hell at this point?
Let's stay together.
So they gonna be trying to say 5 to 7. I had 5 kids, but now my kids all 30 plus. They ain't in the house with me no more. So that's not gonna be applicable. It's the same shit they trying to pull with the student loans, saying if you make certain amount, it's bullshit. Give me equal pay.
And married couples for over 20 years get $200K.
Oh my God.
I guess that counts out our community.
So my grandma right.
I might can buy a house then.
Yeah. I can't tell you 10 couples right now that's married. They'll be married by the time the damn law pays.
Come on, man.
Good stuff, Montana. You up next?
Nah, I'm just saying. I'm with her. Come on.
You ready?
Ain't no money.
Ain't none.
Yeah, what up?
You're the president of your country. Let's see how you would use your power.
Okay.
All right.
You don't want to make me the president. I'm going to be equal.
All right. Would you feed 30,000 of your people to keep them alive, or let 300,000 people in another country starve to death?
Come on, man. You got to take the greater. Why am I going to let 300,000 people die? Come on. No, I ain't doing that.
Okay, so 30,000 people, your country's going to...
Come on, man.
Okay, all right. Now, the second one. A tariff is a tax imposed by the government of a country or by a supranational union on imports or export of goods. So another country is putting heavy tariffs on you for oil.
Mm-hmm.
Would you go to war, President Rico, over oil with a country to help your country resources, or continue to pay increasingly high tariffs?
Huh?
Let me read this again.
Yeah, okay, I'm paying tariffs. I understand what that is.
Right, you understand that. You're paying heavy tariffs.
Yeah, okay.
For oil.
Okay.
Or would you go to war over oil with a country to help your country's resources, or continue to pay those high ass taxes? Which one would you do? You gonna continue to get gouged off oil, or would you go to war?
That's a hell of a question there. Because now you're talking about lives.
Yeah.
Talking about people's lives now. You're talking about breaking up families and fathers and mothers and everything. Wow. So I need to choose between going to war
or paying those tariffs.
Or paying those tariffs.
And the first option is paying those tariffs, because they taxing your ass on them oil. Or would you go to war?
Wow. Give me a hell of a one.
You got to pick one.
You give me a hell of a one now, right?
You got to pick one.
Pay the tariffs.
Yeah. On oil.
I'm going to war because paying the tariffs, you keeping me slave.
Okay. You going to war?
Yeah, I want freedom.
You hear that, Montana?
I want freedom.
Okay.
Yeah.
He going to war.
Yeah, I'm going to war.
All right, President Rico. There's been a racial violence on minority groups, and violence is increasing 2% every month. In your country of 13% blacks are screaming for reparations. You have the power to sign one bill into law, but they can only be signed 4 years apart. Which one are you signing first? Will you sign first the elimination or decrease of violence every month, or giving reparations to 13% of the blacks in that country? Which one you choosing?
Read that again, man.
There's been racial violence on minority groups, and violence is increasing 2% every month.
Increasing?
Yep,
2%
every month.
Violence
on racial groups.
On racial groups.
Minority groups.
Okay.
All right. But your country of 13% blacks are screaming for reparations. You have the power to sign one bill. You either give them reparations instantly, or you sign in the bill to stop the violence.
I'm going to stop the violence, because if I sign the bill to give them reparation and the violence continue, what they got? I mean, if the violence continue, they ain't gonna live around. They ain't gonna be around to use it no way. So I got to stop the violence, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, these are all questions that great leaders have been asked to make a decision in. And Summer chose the latter.
Don't look over here at me. I did. I chose what I stand on it. I stand 11 toes down on it.
Okay. All right. Now, I have some good news and bad news again.
I do too.
This is our last show of the season. Any parting ways? Words. I'm sorry. Any parting ways? Words. Montana.
It's been amazing. Get your words together.
I know, right?
It's been an amazing season.
I need to make a decision.
Great season. I've enjoyed the letters. I've enjoyed the conversations. Looking forward to many more.
Okay, excellent. Last show of the season. Any parting words?
Yes, it's like Shannon. I enjoyed the season. I enjoyed all the letters, but I need y'all to stop being anonymous. I need to know who you are. I need to know who you dump pluckers are. Yeah, I'm tired of y'all hiding behind the captain.
Sick of it.
Yeah.
Well, I enjoyed everybody on the show. To my right here, I enjoyed Montana. Number one, her elegant voice. Number two, her sense of humor. And number three, she always brings it. Even though you guys don't see it, we make a lot of mistakes on this show. Montana covers it up. And to my left, Uncle Rico. Really enjoy you on the show.
Word.
I feed off Uncle Rico.
Can't y'all tell?
Right. So if Uncle Rico don't feed me, I have nothing. Right?
You gonna starve.
Right. Yeah. And number two, I love Uncle Rico's experience that he gives everybody, the listeners at Donesonian World. And number three, Uncle Rico is very supportive to everybody in the staff.
What you said.
Right.
Zarala!
You fried, I will get you next season, boy.
Thank you, Rollo. Thank you, Joey. Thank you, Oliver. And thank you, Edwin Evick, for all being a part of this show. We'll be back on Monday, June 19th, 2023 for season 5, June 10th. Look for us on social media at Doneson Media, our YouTube channel titled The Doneson Podcast. We love you all, and to all a good night.
Good night.
The Doneson, it's a Doneson podcast.